You and I are going to have a chat about motor shows. On my phone, I have a list of motor shows, most of which I've been to in the past, and their dates. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to run you through these motor shows, tell you what I think of them, whether you should go, whether you shouldn't, and I will also put all the details, so all the websites and everything for these motor shows in the description below, so you can go do your own research and thank me later. So the most obvious one, which is actually the next one coming up, is Geneva, which is probably the biggest motor show of the year in my opinion. That is from the 3rd to the 15th of March. It's your stereotypical motor show really, really big room, central Geneva, so if you get off the airport, I remember that you can basically go straight from the airport into the motor show, which is really cool. It is huge though, so you want at least 2 days, I would say, to look around. I mean, you can probably, in 2 days is enough. In 1 day you could probably do the whole thing, but you wouldn't be able to see everything in detail, so if you really want to have time to snoop around all the cars and see all the details, you're really going to need 2 days for the Geneva Motor Show. Press days are hard to get into, but they're much quieter, so if you have the opportunity of going during press days, that would be fantastic, and if you can't, then go during the public days, but they are also really busy during those days, so try to get in there early when there aren't that many people, spend the whole day and be the last person to leave. And I will be there, so I might be able to see you if you go there. I'm not entirely sure of the dates yet, I still need to book it, a bit late, but I will be definitely going. The next motor show is one that is probably the most obvious for me to know a lot about. It is Marques Monaco, the only live supercar show in the world. Marques is an odd one, so this year it's from the 16th to the 19th of April, which some tennis fans may know is the same week as the tennis tournament in Monaco. And it's a really, really good show, so you have lots of insanely exclusive shows in the actual hall, which is at the Grimaldi Forum in Monaco. There's some really good stuff in there, but the main show during Marques happens outside. So there's lots of test drives going on, so there's a test drive pit and you actually get to see the cars starting up or driving around, and also it's incredible for car spotting, so there are so many people who bring their cars out. I remember last year we got 2 LaFerraris I think, and it's really, really worth just walking around the streets around Marques while you're there, because you'll definitely see some cool cars. Grimaldi Forum is down by the beach. It's sort of really close to S.p.A Cafe, which is where you often see a lot of cars, and close to the racetrack. But it is very expensive in Monaco during Marques, so you might want to stay in Menton, Antibes, Nice or Juan-les-Pins or somewhere, and then get a car which you would then be able to drive to Monaco, or get the train. I am going to get myself comfortable. Okay. So next up is not really a car show, it's more of a car event. I should have said car events rather than motor shows, because not all of these are motor shows. Like for example, the next one is the Monaco Grand Prix. Personal favourite of mine. If you're a motor racing fan of any sort, you'll know about it. It is a huge deal, and it's really, really a fantastic event. This year it's from the 21st till the 24th of May. Let me check. Am I lying to you? No, it is 21st, 24th of May. I was right. You get a lot of cars driving around. Obviously the Grand Prix is amazing, but it's quite expensive to be in the stands. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's like 500 euros a pop to be able to see the actual race. And then, you know, obviously there's lots of different types of hospitality. I'll put some links in the description below. Overall, it's a fantastic event, and if you're a racing fanatic, I mean, the Monaco Grand Prix is like the Wimbledon of car racing. So you should really get in and see that, and I would advise you, actually, if you can, to come for the 4 days, so the Thursday, the Friday, the Saturday and the Sunday, and you get to see the qualies and the racing, because it's really worth to sort of really soak up the atmosphere while you're here, and then it gives you more time to sort of get your bearings around Monaco and see where you can go spotting, for example, on the Friday, Saturday and Sunday nights. Next up is the legendary Mille Miglia race from the 14th till the 17th of May in Italy. 1,000-mile, not race, but drive around Italy with some fantastic cars, some old cars, so there's usually a Bentley tour going on. There's a bunch of Ferraris, the classic Ferrari tour, and it's really, really, really worth seeing, and there's many ways you can see that. If you're lucky enough to take part, then that's fantastic. But if you can't, which most people can't, is you try to follow them and then maybe leave before, or plan it so that you get to places like little towns before the cars arrive, so that you can then just sort of sit down on the side of the road with a little picnic and watch all the cars drive by, because it's well worth seeing all the cars that are going on that. GoodWood Festival of Speed, which brings old cars and new cars together. So there you can see a bunch of new cars. So I remember that was the first time I properly saw the Jaguar Project 7, or cars such as that. English cars mostly get debuted there, but you get to see them racing up and down the hill climb, well, up the hill climb, and you get to see some old cars slashing as well, and it's really worth going. It's a good event. sort of more low-key than most of these big events, so you can sort of go there whenever you want. It's a bit in the middle of the boonies, but you'll manage to find it. They also have some cool, I remember when I went there, they had like these cool planes flying over, and it's just overall a really nice event. And that is from, let me check, 25th to 28th of June, that is. Next up was the Monterey Car Week. So some of you may have seen on my vlog channel, which will be linked here, that I actually went to the Monterey Car Week this time for the first time, and it went not great because we basically didn't see any of the events, got completely lost and didn't do it right, went the wrong days. And the Monterey Car Week can be amazing, but you can go horribly wrong, and unluckily for me it went horribly wrong the first time. So I'm going to be going back this year to try and fix that. But the Monterey Car Week, I was sort of blown away by how extreme the quality of the cars that were there was. So, you know, in one night we just saw a Mirage GT, Venom GT, lots of old classics, PPI Razor GTR Spider, we saw an F40, you know, we just saw lots of incredible cars. So I would really, if you're in the area, because it is quite far for anyone that's in Europe, but if you're in the Californian sort of area, then you should really try and head up to Monterey during the car week, which is from the 10th to the 16th of August. Yes. What you should do is you should try and drive up. There's a thing called Fuel Run. That's really worth driving up with. So you sign up for that, and then you drive from Los Angeles up to Monterey, about a 6-hour drive. Book your hotels in advance because they get really expensive, and fully booked anywhere in Monterey. And you can stay in somewhere called Salinas, but that is not ideal. You'd like to stay in Monterey more. And then you need to see if you can organize drives with Lamborghini, or if you can go to events such as the Quail. Those things are really worth looking into. So you can find full detailed plannings of the week, which I will put in the description below, and they allow you to really properly plan your time there, because the most important thing about the Monterey Car Week is planning and being organized, I think. In September, it's back to GoodWood for the Revival, which ignores all the new cars and sort of focuses on the old cars. I've never been to the GoodWood Revival, but that's one that I would really like to go to. That is from, let me check, the 11th to the 13th of September. And if I were you, I would head over there if you like classic cars, because you get to see some really special cars. Frankfurt Motorshows also in September, from the 15th to the 27th. And this is sort of similar to Geneva in the way that there are a lot of new cars revealed there. Big motor show. Press days are obviously the best to go, but if you can't go during the public days. Book your hotels in advance because lots of people go, and it's just a big scaled motor show like you see in all the magazines. There we go, there's something for all of you. There are tuner cars, classic cars, new cars, there's everything there. All the details are going to be in the description below with the dates, and please, if you have any more questions, just post them in the comments, or follow me on Snapchat and ask me questions there, or on Instagram, or on Twitter, or anywhere. Everything will be in the description below. So not the most hilarious of videos this week, and also staying in my room, fairly simple, but I didn't really know what to film. I'm working on a few collaborations, and I'm really busy in the office, as you may have seen from my daily vlogs. But if you have any video suggestions for me, I'm open to anything, and I will be in Monaco for the next couple of months, so I can film as much as you need me to film. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to share this video, like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you Saturday for the weekly report, and next Wednesday at 5:30 for the next video. Bye! The new Lamborghini Aventador LP740-SV. So I'm sure you get hypercars coming out like there's been in the last few days. So there was a 918, a red 918.